There was once a bird who had everything it needed to fly, yet it believed it was born to suffer. This is not just a story about a bird. This is a story about you, about pain, about fear, and about the invisible chains we place on ourselves. If you've ever asked, why does life feel so heavy? Why do I keep suffering? Will this pain ever end? Then listen carefully, because this story may change the way you see your life forever. The bird who feared the sky in a quiet forest near the edge of a wide blue sky lived a small bird. Every morning the sun rose gently, the trees danced with the wind, other birds stretched their wings and flew freely across the sky. But this bird never flew. It sat on a low branch watching others soar. Inside its heart was a single belief: flying is dangerous. The sky will hurt me. The bird remembered a time long ago when it had slipped from a branch. The fall was small, but the fear was big. That fear stayed. So the bird told itself, staying here is safer. Not flying means no pain. Freedom is risky. And day after day, the bird stayed still. Comfort. That became a cage. The branch was familiar, predictable, comfortable. But comfort slowly turned into a cage. The bird grew hungry watching others reach distant trees full of fruit. It grew tired watching sunsets it could never chase. It grew lonely hearing stories of the sky but never touching it. Still, it didn't move, because suffering felt normal, and that's the first truth of life. We don't suffer because life is cruel. We suffer because we stay where pain feels familiar. The bird believed it was avoiding pain, but in reality it was choosing a quieter, slower suffering. The storm. One night the wind changed. Dark clouds rolled in. The forest shook. A violent storm arrived. Branches snapped, trees bent, rain poured like never before. The bird clung tightly to its branch. This is why I don't fly, it thought. The world is dangerous. But suddenly, crack! The branch broke. The bird fell. For a moment it believed this was the end. But something unexpected happened. The first flight. As the bird fell, panic filled its body, and instinct took over. Its wings spread, not perfectly, not confidently, but enough. The bird didn't crash, it glided. For the first time in its life, it felt the air beneath its wings. The storm pushed it, but it didn't destroy it. The bird landed shakily on another tree, stronger, higher, safer, heart racing, wings trembling, but alive and awakened. The realization. The storm passed, the sky cleared. The bird looked at its wings and whispered, I could always fly. It realized something painful yet powerful. The branch was never protecting me. It was limiting me. The suffering didn't come from the storm. The suffering came from resisting growth. The bird had spent years avoiding pain, only to discover that pain was the teacher it needed. The wise old eagle. As the bird rested, a wise old eagle landed nearby. The eagle asked, Why do you look surprised? The bird replied, I was afraid of flying, afraid of suffering. The eagle smiled. Pain is unavoidable, the eagle said, but suffering is a choice. The bird was confused. The eagle continued, Pain comes from life. Suffering comes from fighting reality. You suffer not because you fall, but because you refuse to spread your wings. The truth about suffering. The eagle shared three truths. First truth, you suffer when you cling to what is already broken. Second truth, you suffer when you resist change. Third truth, you suffer when you believe fear is protecting you. The bird finally understood. It wasn't life that caused suffering. It was attachment. It was fear. It was the illusion of control. the bird's new life. From that day on, the bird flew, not fearlessly, but bravely. Sometimes the wind was harsh, sometimes it stumbled, but now it knew pain passes, growth stays. The bird stopped asking, "Why is life hurting me?" and started asking, "What is life trying to teach me?" The message for you. Now let me ask you something. What is your branch? Is it a job you hate but stay in out of fear? A relationship that drains you? A past mistake you can't let go of? A belief that you are not enough? You may think staying is safer, but deep down, you know the truth. Your wings were made for more. Suffering ends when you stop fighting reality, when you stop running from fear, when you stop clinging to comfort that is quietly destroying you. How to stop suffering. Core lessons. Here's how suffering truly ends. Accept what you cannot control. Let go of what no longer serves you. Use pain as a teacher, not a prison. Choose growth over comfort. Trust your wings, because life doesn't break you. Resistance does. Powerful close. The bird didn't escape suffering by hiding. It escaped suffering by flying through fear. And so can you. The sky is not your enemy. Fear is not your master. Pain is not your end. You were born with wings for a reason. Now the question is, will you keep sitting on the branch, or will you finally fly?